Welcome back, everybody, to another 100 turns. Why are you here if you haven't watched the first one? I know the person watching this has not watched the first one. Go watch the first one. Anyway, we're gonna go to turn 200 now. And again, not showing you the spin wheel. You'll just have to take my word for it. So yeah, sorry about that. And the first spin here is Calabria. They're gonna small expand. Remember last time they lost their land to Murica, who split off from them. This is filmed right after the last one, so if you tried correcting me on how to pronounce that, didn't see it. So there we go. They expand a little bit more westward into Spain. Now we're going to Athens, who is again still ignoring their African Cairo Unition. And they're going to expand a little bit up the Greek and Albanian coast, up until this river, and then they're like, we don't want to do that. Then they're going to go into the Fingers, and up the coast here a little bit, and expand to completely get that area. Now we're going to Murica. Never mind. We'll just name a place literally just Cyprus, because why not? Why not just name it Cyprus? You know what I mean? And they're going to get the entire island of Cyprus. They're going to expand up into the Turkish coast up here and call it a day. Next up, we're going up to Constantinople. And never mind. Now we're going to get the city of Aleppo. About right here is Aleppo. They're going to expand up this coast here, go down a little bit, go eastward, and that is Aleppo. Next up, we're going back to Rome, who is the biggest in the game. They're going to expand mediumly. They're going to get more of the Alps for purposes of skiing and money. Now we're going over to Lugo, which split off from Galicia. Never mind. Now we're getting specifically Eastern Anatolia, which is just about here somewhere. So, you know. And if my idea goes right, we'll have Eastern, Central, and Southern, I think was the other one. And they'll all unify into Anatolia. Now we're going down to Bizerte. They're going to expand a little bit more. Just in the off chance that we get a rebellion, they're going to expand a little more this way and beef in that. Now we're going over to Rabat, which expands a little bit more. They're going to expand more up this Moroccan Dolphin coast, up until that little peak right there, and then they're going to go back to beef in this, and that was their turn. Now we're going up to Galicia, who will expand a little bit, just a tiny bit. They'll expand southward. Now we're going all the way over to Cyprus, who will expand a lot. So they'll expand more on this coast because they want to, and then they're going to beef up this area. Now we're going to Murica. As they expand just a tiny bit into this mountain, they finally fix that stupid looking border. They finally get around the river, by the way, and start going around the river to colonize it. Now we're going back up to Lugo. Let's hope they get a better chance here. And they do expand a little bit, going into what is 100% considered Lugo. And they're going to expand more into the coast. Rabat is up. By the way, every empire in this game, when you first place them down, should get a castle guaranteed. Because, like, and that castle is considered their capital. So, like, say, when I put down Rabat, I was able to put a castle, boom, right here where it started. You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool. But, you know. Anyway, they're going to mediumly expand. They're going to go down southwards. And they get more land and beef up the border that they just gained. And also, it's logical as well. Like, what's the capital of this? Is this just land that's claimed by people who haven't built a city yet? You know what I mean? And, like, besides castles, like, having towns as well and cities, just in general, being placed around, that would be cool as well. And it would add more depth to the game. Because the reason of castles, it's harder to take the land there. You know what I mean? So these tiles are protected and it's harder to claim them because you lose more of this. Like, it's smart to give you one off the start as the starting capital, and then you get smaller cities and all that that defend less but also still defend. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. We're going to Calabria. Also, developer, if you're watching this, please do that. Do you, but please do it. They're going to expand a little bit. They're gonna go more into the mountains because they're like, I don't want beef with Barcelona. We're cool with them. We rebelled from Rome. They rebelled from Rome. In Murica, we don't want to mess with you because you whooped our ass down there in southern Spain. And we're far from home like Spider-Man. Now we're going to Crimea River. And let's see if they get the rest of Crimea. Never mind. Now we're getting Central Anatolia, which is just about here in this river. So they'll expand, make a little bit of a shape I can't say the name of. And there we go. We have Eastern and Central Anatolia. Southeastern is the other one, which is right here. So there's that. Speaking of Anatolia, we're going out east. And they're going to expand a lot here. So they're going to go and follow this river a little bit and be like, that led to nothing. They're going to expand northwards to the coast instead of following the other river, because the last one didn't lead to much. And they're almost out of the mountains and to the coast, but almost doesn't cut it. Now we're going out to Murica, who, that was their turn. Great job. Now we're going a little north to Barcelona, whose previous 2 turns were kind of pitiful. They're going to expand more on this river. Then they're going to beef up down here, border more of Calabria, and beef up more there, and now they look inappropriate as fuck. That's great. Now we got Cyprus again, who's probably going to union. No, okay, that's their turn. Sick. Now we're going all the way out west to Galicia, who will small expand. They're going to continue going south until they reach the coast of the river, and that is their turn. Now we're going just a little bit south to Lisbon, who will mediumly expand. This, remember guys, the storyline, this guy is still lost, and he finally makes his way back home, and he's like, guys, you will not believe the travel I just had. And he leads them back, and he's like, guys, look at this land I found, let's keep exploring. So they go down and they expand a little bit more south, and they almost reach the coast, and they do, and they're like, oh my god, we found a coast, this is amazing. But on the way they got lost, so they don't know which way to go, and then so they go this way in hopes that it works, and they see civilization. They're like, oh my god, that might be it. Stay tuned for the rest of that, but it's not happening now because we're going to Athens, who is still ignoring the African lands that they united with, and they're going to expand more into the actual Greek territory. They're going to follow this and come back to themselves and claim the land that they encircled. They're going to go out this way, claim this island, and they're going to almost find the Ottomans, which won't lead to trouble later, I assume. Now we're sticking with Athens, who officially now find the Ottomans, which will totally not lead to any sort of war. They do take a little bit of land. The Ottomans are not too worried about it, though. They go down into the islands. They start claiming more because they're sailors by day, conquerors by night, and they're going to claim a lot of these islands, if not all of them. They're claiming quite a bit. They get into the Turkish lands here, and they're like, hey, this land fucking sucks. How do we go home? They sail down, like, wait a minute. No, this is where we started. How do we get out? So they sail west, they find islands, and now they're currently stuck on this island. They don't know what's happening anymore. Meanwhile, during that, Barcelona has decided they will expand a little bit more. They're gonna look a little bit better by beefing out here on the whatever the hell mountain range that is. Now we're going down to Bizerte, who will smallly expand. They're gonna beef out this border a little bit more, and that should be their entire turn. Now we're going up to Crimea, who is still on the quest to get all the lands. They're going to expand just a tiny bit, and they're so close but so far, and they don't have all of what is, I believe, Crimea. I think this is Crimea still. Now we're going to Central Anatolia. What will they do here? They will mediumly expand across this river, and they come up and they run into the Ottomans, and they're like, hey, I didn't know there was other people here. And nothing happens yet with that, as we're going back to Lisbon. And they're going to union with something. Oh my god. And now, guys, you remember when I said the people lost their way? They're like, hey, this guy got thrown across the river on a boat when he fell asleep. And he's like, where the hell am I? And he travels, trying to find his way back. He finds a place he can cross the river easily. He goes up, he finally finds civilization. He's like, hey guys, I found something, come look. They go down, they expand, and they're like, hey, let's keep looking. They get to the coast and they're like, okay, this is amazing. Which way did we just come from, though? They get lost, so they go this way and they see civilization. They think it's their civilization, but it's not. Well, guess what? They somehow convince Murica to unite with them. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. They fucking did it. America has united with Lisbon, all because of that one guy that got sent across the river when he fell asleep as a Now, speaking of this area, we're going up to Galicia, who will largely expand. They see the river and they don't know how to cross it because they're stupid, so they're going to expand a little bit more north back to Lugo, and they're going to start to encircle them and then think, no, that's a little too mean. They're going to go south again back to the river. They still don't know how to cross it, so they're just going to go eastern to the big mountains, go down south back to the river, and they still don't know how to cross it, so they're just going to go eastern across the river, and they're going to be like, hey, how do we go south? This river is blocking our way. What the hell? But we're going down to Bizert for the time being. Bizert? How the fuck do you say it? Now they're gonna expand and beef up this border just a tiny bit more. And that is good enough. Now they're gonna go back to their original area and just expand a little bit more for more housing districts. Because their capital is here, you need houses around the capital. And, you know, they have a lot of population. Population size would be a cool thing in this game. I don't know how you would calculate it, but it would be cool. Now we're going up to Crimea, who's going to smallly expand, meaning they will finally get all of Crimea. They'll go up a little bit north, and boom. Also, like, if the developer does add, like, towns and cities, like, drawing a second town/city card, and then clicking on something that is a town/city, you can upgrade it to a castle. That'd be cool. You know what I mean? That'd be really cool. Barcelona is now up, as they will mediumly expand. They'll continue buffing out the border by going across the mountain range. They found another river, and they're like, hey, I wonder where this one leads. Now we're going back up to Crimea. Also, a fog of war would be cool. But anyway, Crimea, they're going to smallly expand a little bit more on this coast, and that's basically it. Crimea really has done so little for being here so long, compared to other places that have been here for less time, you know what I mean? Now we're going over to Galicia. Do they figure out how to cross a fucking river? Well, actually, no, because they can't even figure out how to keep their people happy. They can't figure out how to keep their people happy, and Orense, which is the place that they were just expanding by this river, rebels from them and is like, hey, you don't know how to cross a river, but we do, so we don't want to be with you because you're stupid. So Galicia, you're not looking too good right now. Actually, I think that's the place by the river. No, actually, it's like a little higher up because Spain is, I don't think, this long. Actually, maybe Spain is this far down. Either way, you get the point. Now we're going out east to eastern Anatolia. Do they finally find the damn coast? They might. They're expanding. They finally get down the mountain. They see the coast from the mountains and they find it. They get to it. But they are too tired to climb back up that mountain, so they try to find a way around it back to their capital city to tell them, and they get lost for the time being, and they take a moment to take a break. Now we're going out west to Rabat. They're going to mediumly expand down this coast. They're like, hey, the more coast we have, the more power we have, and, you know, then like, okay, we found all we needed to find. Let's go east. I wonder if there's anything east. And they see civilization and they border it and they're like, hey, who the hell are you? Oh, you're Bizert? Oh, that's cool. You want to trade? And they become friends. So Bizert and Rabat are friends. Speaking of Rabat, they're back up. They're going to expand a little bit more in this flatland area and some of the mountainous areas too. Now we're going back up to Galicia, who can't keep their people happy to save their lives. And speaking of, they're going to have another rebellion again. And this one is going to be called Pontevedra. However the fuck you say it, I'm just going to call them Ponte because it's easier. Now we're going over to Athens. Then they have a split. And now you remember how I said there's no way ignoring your Cairo lands could come back to bite you. Well, guess what? It comes back to bite them, and it bites hard. What she said. As Cairo is now back, they take back the lands they started with. They go down the Nile River. They go back up the tree branch of rivers here. They go down into the Sinai Peninsula. I think this is the Sinai Peninsula. They don't get all of their former lands, but they get quite a bit. And now Athens is split up into 3. Now moving away from a vengeful Cairo, we're going to Lisbon, who unified with Murica. They're going to smallly expand. They're going to go back and connect their lands here a little bit better, because now they know this stuff exists after, you know, the guy got pranked. And there's just this little no man's land that nobody claimed yet. Now we're going up to Barcelona, who's just been chilling. That's their turn. Now we're going out east to central Anatolia, who met the Ottomans. They're talking with the Ottomans. They're like, hey, you're kind of cool. We're going to take some land by you. without taking any of yours. And then we're going to follow this river that you guys found, because we also like rivers. We like water. We're going to take some of your land accidentally. That's my bad. Don't hurt us. And the Ottomans was like, it's cool. You took like a few, basically inches of land. You know what I mean? You're fine. Don't do any more or we're going to kill you. And they're like, okay, well, that's fine. And then so they literally expand anywhere else because they don't want to piss off the Ottoman Empire, which is the Constantinople's. They're named Constantinople. I forgot about that. That's my bad. Now we're going back out west to Lisbon, who claims this little no man's land. They're going to go around the river just like America was trying to do, and they're going to go up and get a little bit more up towards this river, and they're pretty big. Lisbon is. They also have 2 castles, just like Calabria does. Now we're going back out to Cairo to see just how vengeful they truly are. And they're not that much. They're going to expand more to claim the land that used to be theirs, and they split up Athens again. Athens still doesn't care about the African lands, so you could do literally anything to them, and they'll be fine with it. Pontevedra is up, and they're going to smallly expand. They're going to be like, hey, you still don't know how to cross the river, and we don't know either, so we're just going to expand a little bit up into you, take some of your land, and you know, this is punishment for not knowing how to cross a river, even though we also don't know how to cross a damn river, because we forget how boats work, or they're just too scared of water. Maybe they can't swim. And Galicia is not looking good. It alone has had 3 rebellions. Rome only had 2. It alone has had 3. Lugo, Orense, and Ponte. Now we're going out east to Crimea. Ooh, never mind. Now, some of Athens' land is actually no, they're safe. So we're getting a new storyline here. We're gonna get the beginning of the 12 tribes of Israel, starting with Judah, which is about right here. They're gonna expand a little bit here. They're gonna border Athens. Not gonna do much else. They're gonna expand eastward and northward. And we're going to hopefully see this expand into the 12 tribes of Israel. So that will be fun to see. Now we're going out central to Berserk, who's going to have a split, which is good that I did this. So Tripoli, whatever, don't matter. Don't step on me, please. Is going to split off. They're going to take everything out east here. Or they're going to try to at least get as much as they can. They're also going to reinforce the fact that that is 100% the area where Tripoli is. And they're not going to get all of it, I think, but they're going to encircle it to make sure that they can't go anywhere. Next up is one of the tribes, Judah. Who's going to have it? Oh my god, this is perfect. We're going to have Reuben, which is the next tribe here. I don't know if there's a specific order I should be doing this, but they're about over here. And they're going to take this land for themselves, because this is basically the map I'm seeing where they're at. Okay, we're going back out to Berserk, who lost their land, and they're going to build another castle. However the hell you pronounce that, that's their castle right there. Now we're going over to Aleppo, which hasn't been seen since it formed. They're going to expand a little bit here, largely. They're going to hit that river, go across it a little bit, and be like, nah, that's not worth our time. They're going to go out eastward, find another river, cross it because they're smart, and they know how to cross a river. And that is their expansion. Now we're going a little bit northern and west to central Anatolia. They're going to expand, still staying away from Constantinople because they don't want to piss them off. They now look like a ball sack, just a tiny bit. They're going to keep looking like one as they expand a little bit more eastward and become a little bit bigger. Now we're going a little bit south to Cyprus, who will have a large expansion. They're going to beef up their border. They're going to find Aleppo and be like, hey, that's kind of cool. We want this land right here on the river. And Aleppo is going to be like, yeah, that's fine. This 1 pixel, you could also have, you know, so we can trade easier as well. Because now you have to make the journey across the river to trade with us. Meanwhile, we can just walk right there. They're going to go up here a little more north and make themselves look a little bit bigger. Now we go back to Rome, as all roads lead back to it. They're going to expand a tiny little bit, get more of the Alps, which is their goal because they love skiing and they love money. Just keep Rome out of the Holy Land and everything will be fine. Maybe Jesus will live this time. Now we're going to central Anatolia again, as they will expand just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. You know what I mean? boom, they look like a bag of... they actually look like a soul. A cat soul. You know what I mean? Now we're going out west to Barcelona, who really want to know where this... Never mind. Now, instead of adding another tribe, because I feel like this is going to be too big for a tribe, so we're going to make Assyria, which is starting about here. They're going to border Aleppo, take some land, accidentally go up and try to cut them off this river while taking a little more land. They're a little bit more of a warmonger. Now we're going a little bit west to Constantinople. Never mind. Now we're getting southeastern Anatolia. We have all the Anatolias, which is great. They're going to go down, border Aleppo, and border Cyprus, take some land accidentally. They're kind of nice. They're forgiving. They want forgiveness, and they're going to be profusely apologizing for that for ages to come. We're going now west to Bezert again, which last place down a castle, and they're going to expand a little bit more over here. They don't want anything to do because they're scared about their land being taken away a little more, which later on will happen. They're going to go back over here. They're going to try to border more of Rabat, but today is not that day. And we're going northern to Barcelona, who still wants to see what this river entails, so they're just going to follow it. And just like last time, they might give up halfway through, but they still want to see where it goes before they get bored. Maybe they have ADHD. Now we're going out east to eastern Anatolia, who these people are still trying to find a way back to where they came from without climbing a mountain. And they border central Anatolia, and they're like, hey, are you us? And they're like, no, we're not. And they're like, okay, let's go northern, or southern, sorry. And they find this little strait of land, and they're like, maybe this gets us back. Who knows? We'll see. This is pissing me off. Now, where do all roads lead to? Rome. They're going back here, and they're expanding a little bit, getting more of the Alps, because as you know, they love skiing, and they love money. 4 things in life are certain: death, taxes, skiing, and money. And they're going to continue their expansion probably. No, they're going to union. Do they finally bring Calabria back? Yes, of course they do. They settled their differences. They're like, hey, listen, I know you don't like us. You split from us, and that's fine. We forgive you. We didn't go back after you. We forgave you a long time ago. I hope you forgave us for the wrongs that we did that made you split from us. But we have this new strategy. It's called, we're going to scam people by sending them to the Alps to ski, but we're going to make it 10 times more expensive than it actually needs to be. So they union with each other, and they are now in good terms because scamming people brings people together. The fall of Calabria is crazy. And Rome is back up after making amends with Calabria. And oh god. Now Calabria, we can't have them split off again. That's just poor, lazy writing. That's poor, lazy writing. And I know you're questioning the name. I know you see it and you're questioning it. That's an actual city down here in Croatia. It's called Split. And you know, they're going to get a lot more than just Croatia. And guess what? They're going to hit the heart of Rome deep. They're going to go up and steal their money. They're stealing their skiing. They're dirty, filthy thieves. They're stealing the primary source of money for the Roman Empire. That's crazy, ain't it? They're going and they're stealing every bit of it. They're stealing it all. They might actually get all of it. They're taking all of the skiing, all of the money. Well, not all of it, and you have some weird little parts there. But Rome is not gonna like that. Now we're going over to Orense, which split off from Galatia because they could not cross a river to save their lives. And now they're like, hey, you don't know, but we know, but you're prohibiting us because you don't want us to do it because we're under your control now. We're gonna rebel. And look at this. This is how you fucking cross a river, you dumb bitch. And they crossed the river that Galatia never could because they don't know how to do it. They're gonna go over and they're gonna steal a little bit of land from Lisbon. Lisbon's going to be forgiving, though, because they absolutely have no clue that this is even happening. Their land's so big, what's a few pixels? You will never know the difference. Now we're sticking with Orense, who will union. And they're like, hey, which one of you losers want to do it? You don't know how to cross a river? You don't know how to cross a river? You're just stuck there. You don't even have a river to cross, so you probably don't know how to cross it. They're like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're uniting with Lisbon. And now Lisbon gets the land they got taken back, and they get up towards Galatia for free. And they cross the river that they also never crossed because they just didn't want to try. They knew how to cross it, but they're like, it's not worth it. But now Lisbon is big. Sure. Now we're gonna go over to Crimea. Never mind. We're gonna get the region of InzAiN, which is, I'm gonna call Ingia, but, you know. It's really hard to come up with new colors, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're gonna start right here. They're gonna expand all the way to that river. They're gonna steal some land from the Greek, who actually don't even want this land to begin with. They tried their hardest to get out of there. So they're like, hey, if you want it, you can take it. Now we're going to Central Anatolia. Who's gonna unionize, which is perfect, because look at who they border. They border Eastern Anatolia. So now they actually want to join them, because, you know, why not? So now everything is Eastern Anatolia, and I will not rename them to Anatolia until Southeastern Anatolia joins them as well. Now we're going all the way over here. Actually, no, we're going down here, sorry, to Tripoli. And they're gonna smallly expand. They're gonna steal more of this land away from... What the fuck was it? Berserk or something? They're gonna expand more on this coastline right there as well. Now we're going over to Galatia, which still hasn't done much besides make its people unhappy and leave. And they're gonna largely expand. They're gonna be like, hey, we want our land back, you son of a bitch. You know what? That's good enough. And they're gonna go around Lugo and be like, you know what? We took pity on you before. Now we're fully encasing you, because go fuck yourself. And they're gonna expand a little bit eastern because they're not the brightest in the shed. Now we're going to Southeastern Anatolia. Hopefully they get a union. No, they don't. Okay, so they're gonna expand a little bit more. They're going to go on the border of Aleppo, steal a little bit more land accidentally. Again, they're going to be begging for forgiveness for eternity. They're going to border Assyria and be like, hey, how are you? And they're going to be like, hey, go fuck yourself. And they're like, oh, you're not friendly, are you? No, we're not. Well, that's fucking great. Yeah, now get the fuck away before I kill you next. Oh, yeah, will do. And they're going to expand western, northwestern, until they border Eastern Anatolia, which used to be Central Anatolia. And they're like, hey, you're us, but not us. Yeah, we said the same, we got told the same thing, and now we're part of them, so now we are them. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, the other ones. What other ones? Go to the east and you'll find them. Oh. And now they're going over here to find the other tribe of Anatolias, even though they're under the same name now. Speaking of, they're up. And they're going to smallly expand. These guys are still trying to find their way back to the capital, and they're like, hey guys, you won't believe what just happened. We have more land. How do we have more land? We unioned with someone. Who the hell did we union with? I don't know. They were named us, but a different place, but also just us. What the hell do you mean? They were called Central Anatolia? Wait, what? They stole our name? Yeah, exactly, but they named themselves Central. Well, that's crazy. Yeah, and now they're part of us. Now they're also Eastern Anatolia. So we annexed them? Kinda. We union with them, peacefully. Huh. Well, that's perfect, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah. Why the hell are you still here? Go expand more land, dumbass. Oh, sorry. And they're gonna go north. They're gonna expand, get the land that they missed. They're gonna go over here, extend the border that they have here to make it thicker. If you guys can't tell, I'm going crazy. Rabat is now going up. They're gonna mediumly expand. They're gonna be like, hey, you know what? Let's expand near this coast. You know, make a big area to have, you know, storages to trade with the Western world that isn't in the map here. I can't wait until the day the game adds like a full world map instead of Mediterranean, British place, Southeast Asia, Caribbean, you know, stuff like that. I want the whole world. Now we're gonna go to Cyprus, who we haven't seen in a while. Never mind. Now we're just gonna form Madrid, which is its own region apparently. The more you know. And it's about right here. They're gonna expand in a circle because they're walking in circles. They find a river, they cross it a little bit, and they're like, hey, this is crazy. We need to keep going this way. Now we're going to Rome, who lost pretty much all of their money. And they're gonna build a castle. They're not too upset. They're gonna build Rome right next to the Vatican. There we go. Even though strategically not the best, but we're gonna allow it. Now we're going down to Bizert, who is gonna union. And you know, they're so friendly with Rabat. They're like, hey guys, we're friendly. Do you want to be with us? Yeah? Well, that's great. Let's union. okay, and they unite to each other. So Rabat and Bizerte are now together, and they control pretty much all of the key points of Africa because of this Mediterranean area. If you're coming in from the west, you go here. You're only seeing them for a long time before you get to Tripoli. Now we're going over to Aleppo, who is currently at war with Assyria, and that's not good for them. Now we have Iskenderun, which is somewhere in Lebanon, I believe, and they are rebelling here. So hard to find new colors. Okay. And they're about right here, somewhere along this coast, so they're just going to take the coast. They're saying, hey, you were trying to trade with Cyprus, we're taking your trades, because go screw yourself. And they are now squeezed in between two people who hate them, Aleppo is. Now we're going to Split, who pissed off the Roman Empire, and they will smallly expand. They still want all of the Roman Empire's money and skiing. So they're going to continue across the Alp border that Rome has, and Rome is still not happy with that. But we're going down to Assyria, who absolutely hates Aleppo's guts, and they're going to smallly expand and take some land from them, almost locking them out of the east side of that river. Then we're going all the way out west to Galatia, and they're going to mediumly expand. They're like, hey, you know what, actually, Lugo, go fuck yourself. We're pissed that you split from us, and they kill them. Absolutely kill them. They're like, you know what? No more Mr. Nice Guy. We're gonna go for you two. And they go for Ponte. And they almost kill them, but they're still hanging on by a thread. And who knows, maybe they union back, or maybe they union somewhere else. Speaking of them, they are up. Oh my god, they do union. Now, do they forgive the person who they split from, and then also tried killing them, you know what I mean? Or do they go with where their friend went? They're gonna go with Lisbon. I fucking did it wrong. Alright, well, that was a mistake. We're just gonna pretend that never happened. So even though the origin here says they're from Galatia, they're actually not. That was a fucking mistake. I am sorry. Next up, we're going over here to Cairo, who is still mad that Athens neglected them. So they're gonna take back all of their original land, and they're gonna, well, down there at least, and they're gonna try to continue up here to take back what also was theirs, taking some away from Judah as well. Accidentally, they're caught in the crossfire, and Athens is almost completely exterminated from the Middle East. Now we're going back up to Aleppo, who is between a rock and a hard place, and they're gonna mediumly expand. They're gonna try to kill Iskenderun, because they want their trade back, and they do get their trade back. And they get rid of the little pixel accidentally. But now they have a little pixel, so the shoes on the opposite hand is a compromise they had to make. They're going to continue going down to Iskenderun, and they have killed them. Now they're like, hey, Assyria, you want to kill us? We're going to try to kill you. They're going to go eastward. They're going to expand south of the river, and they're looking in little better shape. Now we're going up to southeastern Anatolia, who's like, we don't want any part of that. We're just going to build a castle. Now, somewhere around here is this thing that, of course, it had to be the only thing there. Karamanmaras. There we go. It doesn't even fit on one line. Now we're going all the way over here to Bizerte. Ooh. Never mind. You know, we're getting Crete. Nobody wanted them. They're forming themselves. They're gonna take all of what is actually Crete. They're gonna go take this island. They're getting a bunch of islands. They're like, hey, there's Greece. They didn't want us. Let's go kill them off. Little did they know how big Greece actually is. They take this island. They go up and they're like, hey, who the hell are you? You're not Greece. Oh, we're sorry. We didn't mean to do that to you. And they keep going. And they're like, hey, Greece, your day has come. And they're going to continue killing Greek islands. And then they're going to eventually run out of breath because there's a lot of islands. Now we're going to go a little east to Cyprus. It's going to largely expand. They're going to expand all the way out here, be like, hey, how is everybody? Oh, your name is Crete? That's cool. Going to go up here. Oh, your name is Algean? That's cool. They're going to steal a little from that border, and they're going to go back eastward from whence they came. I would love to see somebody make a lore, recap. Now we're going to go all the way back to Rome, who is still angry that they lost their money. Imagine how Calabria feels because they were only brought into the Union because they were promised that they can scam people. So Rome is trying to take back a little bit of their land so that they don't, you know, piss off the Calabrians again, so to the point where they split off again. Now we're going to go over to Galatia, who is pissed at the fact that they couldn't kill their former rebeller. So they're going to steal a lot of Lisbon's land, and they finally cross the river, and they're like, hey, how the hell did we do that? And now this guy is stranded because he's a one-man army because he went off on his own. The rest of the country doesn't even know that he did that. And then another straggler. And eventually they're like, wait a minute, where are our guys? They look everywhere for them and they hear the screams. And they're like, oh my god, how'd you do that? And they get shown the way and they cross the river. Finally, Galatia finally learns how to cross the river. They're exterminating Portugal, Lisbon, from their side, and they're gonna go southern to try to kill them off. But they're out of breath because they're tired. Crossing that river took a lot out of them. Now we're gonna go eastern to Cyprus, who will union with somebody. And now remember their trade buddy. They hear, oh, you're on rough times? Don't worry, buddy. We got you. And now Aleppo is part of Cyprus. And Assyria, imagine how they feel. They're probably not too happy. But it doesn't matter how they feel, because we're going to Crete, which I probably spelled wrong now that I think about it. They're going to medium expand. They're like, this is so much hard work. And they give up on the doorstep. They don't know where the Greek lands is, even though they can probably see it from that distance. They don't know where it is. They're like, you know what? Oh, this is hard work. We're just going to steal it from you, because we know you're here. Sorry, we're gonna go northern. We're gonna take this island because we want a vacation spot. Sorry, guys, but it's just... we don't know where they are. Alright, Constantinople is up now after hearing all the news around them. They are not doing anything. Alright, so now, somewhere around here is Bordeaux, which will form and, you know, go a little northward, and then they're like, you know, where does this river go? And they just meet up so much, and they hear screaming, they look, because, you know, the Barcelonans are like, wait, who the hell are you? We are the French. Oh, so you're Satan. Exactly. Oh, we don't like you. And then they decide, yeah, that river is a lost cause. They want to get out of there. So we'll wait for the next turn to see where they go. Now, we're going to go to Assyria, who is probably not happy that Cyprus took their kill and made it, you know, so that they have protection, but they don't care. They're still in Aleppo's former territory. They're going to be stealing a lot of this land. And then they're like, hey, how do we do this? Because now we're getting to the stronger force that's coming in. And now they're in talks for peace. We'll see if it goes through or if it falls through. Now we're going down to one of the tribes of Israel, Judah, who will expand just a tiny bit. And they're going to go a little southern, and Judah has expanded a little bit. Now we're going back up to Rome, who is still very angry, and they're going to mediumly expand because they want their money and their skiing back. And so they're going to be taking a lot of split that was stolen from them. And, you know, they're really on a mission to get their money and their skiing back. Now we're going to go all the way over to Crimea, a river, and they're going to, speaking of river, expand all the way to this river. They're going to cross it, find multiple rivers, and they're like, hey, maybe this land is really good. Who knows? Also, what is this little thing here in this river? You see this? What the fuck is that? I don't even know. Oh, maybe it's one of these lines appearing there. Now we're going to go all the way to the west here. Not all the way, but we're going to go to Athens, who has long forgotten about their land in the Middle East, and they're going to keep expanding a little bit north and, you know, border more of Constantinople, go west because they don't want to mess more with them. And Athens is pretty content expanding north. Now we're going to go all the way to Bizerte, who will have a small split. So we are going to be getting Algiers, which is somewhere around here. They're going to split Bizerte in half, the Rabat part and the Bizerte part, which might lead to tensions now that they are split up and apart from each other. Who knows, but Algiers is getting quite a bit, and they might be the downfall of Bizerte, as they might be stirring the pot. And they're getting quite a lot of land here. So there's no way Bizerte and the former Rabat is happy. Now we're gonna go up to Madrid, which has just been chilling for the little bit here, and they really want to go north. They're like, hey, this land up here might be cool, so they go a little bit more north. Now we're gonna go all the way out east to Syria. Did the peace talks go through? They must not have, because they're gonna be expanding. And they are taking all of what was Aleppo at one point, almost. And now they're in talks for peace again. Now we're going upwards to southeastern Anatolia, who will mediumly expand. They're going to go east like they were told, and they meet up with the old tribe of the original south or eastern Anatolians, not the central Anatolian tribe. And they're like, hey, are you with them? Yeah, we are. Oh, so they weren't lying. No, they weren't. Oh, well, I'm you. Well, that's cool. Can I join you guys? We'll think about it. So what, until then? Just do you. Oh, okay. And they're gonna expand north, as they're just gonna be doing them until they either get accepted into the club or rejected. And we're gonna go a little west to Constantinople, who will expand a little more north. They're like, there's no way that this can't lead to anything good. They lead to nothing there. They keep going east and like, wait, who the hell are you? Crimea. Okay. And they're a bit standoffish, but they leave it at that for now as they expand elsewhere. And these are just the people that love expanding north, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. And now on the last turn of the game, we finally finished this saga of Barcelona, who met Satan, and they're going to be expanding literally anywhere away from them. They don't want to be near Satan. And that is turn 200. This is how the map looks as of now. We have two of the tribes of Israel. We have Athens almost completely expelled from the lands they united with. We have Tripoli. We have Bizerte split into two by Algiers, which can't lead to anything good. We have Lisbon, which I accidentally fucked up the origin for. We have Galatia, which has done better. We have Madrid just chilling. We have Rome reunited with Calabria, but at war with Split. We have Satan himself. We have Barcelona just chilling, trying to get away from Satan. We have Athens just chilling. We have Constantinople. We have Crete. We have a lot. We have a lot of places now. And who knows where it will be in the next 100 turns. I'll see you guys in the next one. So peace out. See you guys.